Hello, everybody, and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski, along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant, and we are out here on a golden, late summer, technically still, evening, Holloway Field, where the Pioneers have a monumental task of the incoming juggernaut, Saline Hornets. Kevin, what are we looking at tonight?
Can Saline come into town without a quarterback named Carr? It seems like every time they're traveling with a guy named Carr, they're almost unbeatable. Last 6 games, Nick, every single game, Saline has put up 50 points. So this is something that it's going to have to start on the defensive side for the Pioneers tonight, slow things down, and hopefully their offense can start clicking when needed.
SEC Red matchup coming up, kickoff right after this. And here we go, everybody. Saline Hornets 2-0, Pioneers 1-1, as we talked about in the open. Saline, though, Kev, man, a lot to like about this team. They returning 11 starters on offense, returning 10 on defense.
Wow, and they had to forfeit 3 of their games last year. They had some racial issues off the field that really put a kibosh on the season. And right now, for Coach Sloan, they're not for Coach Simpson. I'm sorry, for Coach Short. He told me before the game he's really looking for this close-knit group to produce some exciting results throughout, not just this game, but throughout this season.
Yeah, Coach Short has done pretty nice things with this squad in a short amount of time, if you will. Someone has to. Second year coaching is Kyle Short, and PE teacher out at Saline, and he's really got this team whipped into shape and going in the direction that he wants them to go.
Yeah, and they're more than just the quarterback. A lot of people look at the squad and they'll say, oh, it's C.J. Carr. But it starts with that line. That offensive line gives these guys the time, as well as the defensive line putting pressure on their opponents.
You know, speaking of line, the Pioneers wearing the all black here this evening. They're also returning a lot of veteran offensive linemen. This is one of the strong points for this Pioneer squad, and they're looking to run the ball and get their offense going in that way tonight and for the whole season.
Yeah, and they're definitely having to break in a brand new quarterback. Kalen Wong was the quarterback for the last couple of years. Cole, we saw him last year, talked about him in some other sports as well, too.
Yeah, Heiss had some injuries last year. There's a quick out pass, nice cut up the middle. Gets a pop for his efforts, but still shakes that one off. Gets down to the 25-yard line. Nice catch and run.
Elijah Marshall with the reception from Heiss.
And that was a good pass there to really get your rhythm going if you're the Pioneers. It was a quick read. Saline was playing off the ball and didn't do a good job of wrapping up on that tackle, but good job for Pioneer running through the contact.
Yeah, you said it. Saline was coming after him, so getting that out quickly. There's that first run play, handoff, jet sweep there, number 3. Demetrius Rendelman there.
And Rendelman, he really took a big hit on the end, but it looked like right when he got the ball, he had some problems trying to secure it, and maybe that slowed him down. We take a quick look at this. Look at this pitch play. You see it kind of bobbled there in his hand, and he really didn't be able to get the edge. But coming up and really slowing him down was Princeton Jones with a major hit.
From the 24.
Pioneers now looking at second and still long. Flag flies while Heiss is in the back running for his life, going to the right, looking. It looks like he's got a man in the middle of all of the scrum of Saline, all the white.
It looks like that might have been a pre-snap penalty because the flag came out immediately when the ball was snapped. And let's take a look and see if we get a legal procedure call. Yeah, it did look like they gave us the call. And you know what? This is what I miss about not being over at the Eagles Stadium. Skyline always mics up the officials.
You're right. We talk about that every year, and that is helpful.
I think the PA announcer was trying to help us out on that call. Looks like Saline declined that call because it was an incomplete pass.
So we'll stay at third and long again for the Pioneers. We'll see what kind of set they come out of. Nice from the shotgun. Quick handoff, tries to go between the tackles, but nothing doing there. Hornets gobbled him up right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be fourth down for the Pioneers.
Junior Isaiah Harris, number 1. Watch him right in the middle of the screen come up and pow. He just lays some wood right on the ball carrier. Let you know that's him doing his little sully afterwards. Trying to get up through the middle there was that Caesars? Got already sweat in my eye up here, Nick. This is incredible.
It's warm. We talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the break, but it's a solid 76, 78 degrees out there at kickoff. Short end over end punt. Ball hits and goes up, takes a decidedly Pioneer bounce. Very fortunate to get that one across out of their half of the field and out of the 45-yard line of the Saline Hornets.
You know, with the heat you're talking about, somebody that needs to be on alert on both sidelines, Water Boy.
We could use a little bit of that up here too, maybe.
H2O. Where's Eve?
Yeah, we might need to call a timeout. Just a 20-second. Get a little hydration. Nobody wants to cramp up. We're not sitting down up here.
Hey, cramp up might be a problem too early in the season. Only the third game, so a lot of these guys on a warm week like this too. Last week was freezing. Now it's warm, so gotta hydrate.
If you've seen Saline's sideline, that shouldn't be a problem because they are deep. They got a lot of kids down there. Quick handoff left side. Those Hornets trying to make the most out of those big players up front. Handed off number 9, Cruz Hansen.
Yeah, you got Cherry up front. I'm sorry, let's go through Esposito, Sherrick, Bondi, Gottfried, and I think that's Theisel. I got to look at it's kind of faded out here on the roster. But those are the big hog volleys up front that are opening up the holes for the Hornets' skilled players.
And there he is, just running players over right there. Isaiah Harris one more time, cutting through.
Yeah, Rendelman came in. Demetrius Rendelman came in on the tackle, and he looked like he really was just bowled over, and he held on for dear life down there. Looks like he actually got injured a little bit too on that play.
Breaking tackle after breaking tackle, just muscling his way through forward, willing himself up out to that first down.
This looks like a big shot play here.
Saline man in motion there. Another handoff off to the left. Nice moves as he gets through the tackles and pulls down another first down. That's Carson Cherry right there.
Boy, if you saw the end of the play, number 72 for the Hornets, that's Esposito. He's only a sophomore, folks. This kid is big. He is balling out there on the left side of the field, and you can't see it because it's out of the play, but he held his block, Nick, until the whistle. That's what Coach Short loves to see out of his offensive lineman.
Another handoff, cuts left, finds an opening, leaves all of the men behind, and that is going to be the first score of the game. Touchdown, Carson Cherry. Cherry, a great job of making a couple of moves right at the line of scrimmage and then accelerating up the field. Touchdown, Hornets.
And, you know, if you don't need to put the ball in the air, the 5-star quarterback, why do it? This is the third consecutive run to the left side, Nick, and there was just nobody that. And if you're playing touch, he's in the end zone.
Yeah, it wasn't until the very end. I mean, that's a great job by Cherry, sitting there, being patient, waiting for those blocks to open up, and then again he hit the afterburners and got out there untouched. And here we see the Hornets not under center, but a shotgun. Cherry with another handoff, gets the ball, falls into the end zone. That's going to be 2-point conversion for Saline, and they're going to find themselves up 8-0. Oh, but they do have
Got a flag?
the old laundry on the field.
So this will make things interesting if it's against the Hornets, because that'll move things back. And you wonder if they might go for the one try as opposed to, it's actually on the Pioneers.
Moot point, seemingly.
Foul is on Pioneer. Personal foul.
Personal foul on the Pioneers.
See, that's something that both coaches are very aware of between the rivalry of these two schools. And I use that word very lightly when we're talking about football and a rivalry. And I say that because of numbers don't lie, Nick.
What's the number? Because we know that the Pioneers have not put a W up against Saline in quite some time.
Well, it's been, the overall record is 10-21 Pioneer against Saline on the football field. Not great. But the last 6 times, last 5 years, Pioneer has scored a total of 21 points.
Over 5 years.
Over 5 years.
Not
Saline
ideal.
has put up 318 points.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and for all of you.
Well, 326 now.
Yeah, well, and I don't have my calculator out or my phone out, but it's 53 points a game. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Can you see where that? I couldn't see where that personal foul.
Where the personal foul happened.
Yeah.
Might have happened a little bit after that. Another high, deep kickoff there by Saline. That's almost unfair, the way that they can just march down the field and score and then boot that guy into the end zone, no return time.
Well, I like the kicker's first name, Kevin Huber. And why isn't he kicking extra points? He just booted one out of the end zone.
Well, I think that might be, maybe he's trying to be like, hey, coach, look at me. I can do this. I can kick.
That is incredible. I mean, and you said it. In Saline, they really preach football from the little leagues all the way up here to the varsity leagues. They play the same style of football, so the youth teams are playing the same offense, Nick. So when they get up here to varsity, they're not relearning things.
And they're obviously having a good time, because this is the second time I can mention this in this first quarter. Look how many kids they got down there.
They have.
Their sideline is packed.
And think about this. Their sideline is packed from the 40 to the 20 almost on the other end. Good pass and catch there.
There's Heist play action, finding his man up the middle.
Pass complete to Toby Callias.
That's Toby Callias, got popped, but gets the first down before he gets brought down.
And Callias comes, you see him right there at the top of the screen. He's lined up with the hand in the dirt, and that's what we used to call a quick pop pass. Right over the middle, don't even have to read. If nobody is on top of the tight end, just drop him the rock.
And I like what they did there on first down. Pioneer, once again, kind of known for their run game right now. So starting out in play action is a nice idea. There's another run. Number 5 off to the right tackle, Caceres. We've seen him over the last couple of years. Big kid, but he can motor too.
You know, when you're talking about the plan of attack for the Pioneers, I like what you're saying, Nick. Conventional is not going to get the job done tonight. Open up the playbook and have some fun. Do some trick plays. Throw a wrench into this program you call the Hornets and see what can happen. Because right now, just lining them up 11 on 11, in the last couple of years, like I said, it just hasn't worked out.
Nice from the shotgun. Now here's a little bit of what you're talking about. 3 men in motion, moving to the right. Curious if they're going to run there. Might they'll run some sort of bootleg. Moot point there, false start. There were several Pioneers that jumped there. And, you know, you talked about the playbook, trying to change things up. While this is Coach Simpson's first year as head coach, he's been with the program previously, and he talked about he wanted some consistency with these kids, something that they've greatly lacked over the last 4 or 5 years. So he's overall kept most of the offensive playbook. They've changed up some looks.
Okay.
They're trying to change some of the executions, but overall playbook very similar.
And that makes things simple for the players as well, too. They're not relearning anything. Is this the same play?
It is a very similar play. That one handoff going left, going weak side, and that little bit of mixed direction did not fool anybody.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, when you move everybody to the right and you run to the left and nobody shifts, if you look at this, nobody shifts from Saline when they moved everybody to the right side. They were in a base defense. And look at this right here. We got a little extracurricular in there by number 1. But, I think the whistle was blown there, so the officials are just trying to clean things up. But you got to think, Nick, that just wasn't executed right like you were just saying before.
Yeah, you called it with the way that the push went. You better be sure that you're fooling somebody if you're going to make that type of play. Reception there, Calais gets knocked out after about a 3-yard gain for the Pioneers.
Yeah, one of their big defensive backs for the Hornets, James Rush. He plays running back as well, too. Watch him come up on this hit, and no more gains on the yards there for Calais.
Yeah, Rush, one of the corners that Coach Short said we'd be calling his name an awful lot. Nolan Klein, another corner, who he says just is outstanding at reading plays and then laying some hits. Big punt away. I don't know if Saline was even aware that the punt was happening. It didn't seem like they had anybody back there. Great foot, and then Saline will now start with an awful lot of field in front of them.
Yeah, you see that a lot in the youth leagues where they can't snap the ball back, but that was just a little deep. That way that, the quarterback is in the shotgun, maybe take an extra yard back, but that was really close to getting blocked, too. Coming in off the edge was number 55, Powell. And he was really close to that. So, but again, like I said, Nick, unconventional. You keep the game unconventional.
Yeah, Saline, whether or not they were necessarily ready for that or just the fact of their guys got in there because they are so much bigger, so much stronger right now, just pushing past those Pioneer O-linemen. Carr now gets the snap. Looks like a little RPO action, goes up the middle and then comes right. Picks up 7 yards before being brought down just short of the 20.
It's the first time we actually saw Carr put some pressure with his eyes downfield. Good job of playing defense downfield for the Pioneers, though. They really did a good job of clearing up and just want to keep the edge. I saw 16. I thought he was getting held out there by the receiver.
Well, and I called that RPO as it was happening, but looking at that replay, I think that might have been designed run.
Yeah.
Designed run by Carr on that one. Carr play action. Now he's looking upfield, scrambles away, finds a man up front, over the head of number 23, Gabe Itapaulo, tight end.
Austin Abadi, I believe, number 8 on the defense on that play. Was it 8 or 16? Looks like it was 8 coming in off the play, but that ball is a little too high. Carr, with his talent, he needs to really put a little bit more follow through on that pass if he wants to complete it.
Well, I'm just curious how much of a check down that was because his eyes were way downfield.
He wanted the big one.
Possible jump there by the Pioneers. He hits his man in the middle, wide open. Outstanding job there by Feed. Well designed, well run. I mean, he picked that Pioneers zone defense apart. And now we're going to go hurry up offense here for Saline. Carr from the shotgun looks deep, high, up and over. Loop-de ball. Can't quite get there. That wide out on the far side. Number 19, Nick Grunis, like his name.
This is the play before where Carr goes right over the middle and he finds his guy in stride to get the first down. That was 16 on that fightage. But then the play after that, man, how easy of a flick that was, and the ball was on target. He allowed his receiver to run up underneath the ball, and I like that toss.
Yeah, he put a lot of air under that. I think maybe that would be my only concern, just a little bit too much. A little too much arc, but you're right. He threw it, he led him, and that wide out nearly got there. Carr double clap, gets it out really quickly. Hansen cruises to nearly the first down. It's going to be close.
And this is the pass we saw before here, the long one up the sideline, Nick. And just watch how easy this is, the pump and go. I mean, and look at where it goes to. I mean, 1 yard in front is where you want to miss if you're a QB.
Yeah, that was a well-thrown ball. I'm definitely not taking anything away from Carr on that. Great throw, and you're right, he led him exactly how you're supposed to do. And it seemed like an effortless throw,
That's
too.
what I'm talking about.
It didn't seem like he had to, like, heave it. His feet weren't completely planted. He just used that straight arm strength right there. Handoff right side now. James Rush picks up 2 or 3 yards on first down.
Makes the stop.
3:08 to go. A lot of run plays this first quarter, running down pretty quickly. 3 minutes to go, just under 3 minutes to go as of right now.
That quick kick really flipped the field, but and now it's putting the onus on the defense to hold up their end of the bargain.
Play action, Carr finds his man right off the hands and nearly picked off by Colias. I don't think he got it.
And you don't think he got it? We're going to have a disagreement because I was staring right at his hands, and it looked like he put 2 claws on it. And maybe the ground helped him, but it looked like he had 2 paws on it on the outside. And the ball can touch the ground. Slow. Oh, right. I owe you a hamburger and a Coke. It looked from the beginning, though, that I didn't see that bobble right there. That bobble I didn't see.
To be fair, that was a lot closer than I thought it was. And he almost got his knuckles up underneath of that. And there's a high overpass there. James Rush couldn't come down with that. Somebody lost their head. And this is exactly what you are expecting from a rivalry game. Things getting a little chippy, getting aggressive.
Chippy, aggressive, and hey, if you can't get him with your feet, use your helmet, because the helmet did the job there of tackling and getting in the way of James Rush.
I didn't even notice that. That almost definitely played a part in that incomplete pass.
And it should have been a flag on Saline for that because his helmet was taken off of his head.
Nevertheless, 4th and 7. Saline does not appear to even want to think about punting. 4th and 7, Carr drops back, has a middle open in the middle, and that is picked off by number 3, Demetrius Rendelman. We called his name a few times tonight. Rendelman snags that, and that little bit of good feeling now moving forward for the Pioneers.
And Rendelman, I played with a Baldry Rendelman, so I wonder if that name isn't too familiar. I'm sure he's probably related somehow to Baldry. But great job there, again, of watching that ball in your hands. But again, Tommy Carr was overthrown that ball. That ball was high, it floated, and he didn't follow through like he could have and really drilled this ball in. The guy was open up the seam, and here you see he puts a lot of air on that ball. That ball needs to be driven.
Well, and he's got almost not a sidearm throw, but he does have a little bit of an unconventional toss, and clearly his arm is very strong.
It is.
But you're right. If that ball is coming in a little more traditionally overhead, maybe he doesn't sail his dude like that. Pioneer handoff picks up maybe 1 or 2 yards there. 2:28 to go first quarter.
Nick, I'm sorry. After a turnover, you can't run the ball up the middle. You can't run that play. I mean, you got your sideline jumping up and down. You got your crowd throwing up stuff into the air. And you call a play that you put in your playbook on the first day of practice and the first minutes of practice. You got to try something else.
So you want to ride the wave, is what
you got to do
here.
something, man.
Pioneer showing shotgun on this one.
Especially when you told me that they brought everybody back on offense.
Heist back there, handoff, left tackle there. Same result, slightly different.
This is really conservative for Pioneer. I understand you don't want that Saline high-powered offense on the field, but the way you do that is by getting first downs and not just running the ball and having the clock tick. So just a little bit of disagreement on the last couple play calls.
1:28 to go, 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 to be specific. Pioneers scrimmaging from their 28. Well, for what it's worth, I mean, they've got to dial something up and throw something here.
I agree.
They've got 4 wide, looks left briefly, then goes right. And 3 yards too far for his man streaking up the sideline.
But I tell you,
Marshall, no go.
I tell you, Nick, I'm sorry, but you know, on first down, that play is a good call. On second down, that play is. But on third down, you're throwing a Hail Mary basically when you need to get a first down. So for Coach Simpson, you really want to think about when he looks at this film about how he called those last 3 plays.
Another high punt with a Pioneer bounce. This one's going to mosey on down to the 20-yard line before being touched dead there by Marshall. And the Hornets will have a long way to go. Again, a lot of field in front of them.
And that's the way you play it if you're a Pioneer. You want to make sure that the guys are going all the way upfield as opposed to these short, quick drives. But you're again putting your defense right back out there after basically 2 minutes off of the clock. And that's playing with fire with the quarterback who's just a bit off on a couple of his tosses.
Well, and Pioneers defense feels like they've been out there the whole game. It's
really
it's not just that they're going up against this team, but they're got to be starting to get a little tired out. Carr sends that one out to Austin Abbott. Abbott brought down by multiple Pioneers. I will say this about the Pioneer defense, textbook right now. They're fundamentally strong. Exactly right.
They're and it's not just one person coming to the ball. They're swarming. They're beating at the ball here. You like to see that. And for Saline, looks like Polo was injured on that play. He came limping to the sideline. One of the running backs, number 23.
We'll see what becomes of that injury. In the meantime, Hornets officially pick up 4 on that last play. Another handoff, jumped into the middle. And those Hornet O-linemen, for as big as they are, as strong as they are, as experienced as they are being matched equally by these Pioneers
I
up
would
front.
say the same. This defense has been out here for the Pioneers this whole first quarter, as you mentioned. But they're not giving up chunks. They're making these Hornets earn each and every yard that they've tried to obtain here. And even though that the Hornets haven't tried anything elaborate, they've gotten down the field, but nothing that has made this crowd over here on this Saline side go bonkers.
And the crowd is just waiting to go bonkers. That's the end of the first quarter here. The Pioneer crowd will have their chance, and so will you folks, so stick around. After this break, you'll get more CTN Sports Game of the Week coming right up.
Since October 2015, Ann Arbor Inclusive has been produced by CTN and the Ann Arbor Commission on Disability Issues. The show has featured numerous guests with or without disabilities to discuss issues such as health, politics, and wellness. Thank you, CTN, for your service in providing Ann Arbor residents with the wonderful opportunity to create television programs. Congratulations to CTN on its 50th year anniversary.
Tech ball is a sport that is played on a curved table. You can use any part of the body but your hands.
It's kind of like a ping pong table, but it's a little bit curved to allow for more rallies with a bigger ball. It's basically ping pong and soccer mixed together.
You can play it as a singles or doubles. The idea is to hit the other side of the table, and each side has an opportunity to touch the ball 3 times. Failing to retrieve the ball within those 3 touches, other side gets a point.
To be able to play something like that, so casually and effortlessly without needing a big field or anything was great. And also the added complexity of having to abide by ping pong rules was really fun.
Back in 2023, there was some communications between Tech Ball USA and Parks and Recreation staff. The idea was not only to bring something new to the community, but also an opportunity for Tech Ball USA to grow the sport. So they decided to donate 2 tables for us. One is at Olson Park, the other one is here at Fuller Park. We chose these locations because this is where we have our premier soccer fields.
This is like perfect because it's super low commitment. You can just walk up to the park with a ball and just play with each other. And I know some friend groups like mine are like super competitive, and this is like something perfect for that.
Welcome back, everybody, to CTN Sports Game of the Week. As you can see, as of right now, the Hornets are up 8-0 on the home team Pioneers. But honestly, other than the fact that the Pioneers have been on defense for seemingly 25 minutes, I feel like they should feel pretty good about what they did in that first quarter.
Well, especially looking from the scoreboard back, because the last couple games it's gotten out of hand early. So for Pioneer to come out here and hold Saline to only 1 score, I think that's a positive.
Carr absolutely slings that one out there to a body.
Complete to Austin Abbott.
And you got to think, Nick, they had the ball 3 times. They scored on 1 of them, but Pioneer did a good job. Played clean defense as well, too. No silly penalties and stuff, putting them behind and giving easy first down. So, I mean, there's a lot that the coaching staff for the Pioneers can build on, I believe.
I want to come back to that point in a second. As soon as Carr out of the shotgun, looks left, finds his man up the middle, loves to find Austin Abadi. You mentioned making Saline earn everything. That's one of the things that Coach Simpson actually told me. He said he looked back on games of the past few years. Let's take a look at replay here first.
Yeah, and watch this throw. I mean, it's coming from the far hash. Watch this seed. I can hear it right now. I mean, that thing, I'm not going to go with the buzz, but it did fly through the air, and it did sting when it hit the receiver's hands.
Came whizzing in, hit the wide out exactly where he's supposed to hit him. Another pass out, and now the Hornets seem to be buzzing a bit.
Well, I tell you, the offensive coordinator for the Hornets is a former River Rat, T.J. Thompson.
The salt of the earth.
Oh. That's where they all come from, right? And he's calling these plays now, and this is what TJ does. He's kind of opening it up here in the second half, the second quarter.
And no rest for the wicked, as they say, right? Saline, it seems like they're not using their full time. They're going up to the line of scrimmage, taking a look, and then just go. Up-tempo offense.
Well, especially with the defense hasn't been on the field as much as Pioneer was in the first quarter. You keep them out there, no substitutions with this hurry-up offense.
Yeah, those Pioneer defenders have got to be tuckered out. Carr steps back, lots of time. Once again, finds his man, Abadi. Abadi makes the reception, and
this is just target practice
just
right now.
Short of the first down, I believe.
Got some tissue in the backfield. I wonder if that was a roughing, because it's right near the quarterback after he throws the ball. Let's see this right there. 1-2.
Austin Abbott.
Actually, it might be a hold.
I would say possibly a hold it shirt. Yeah, you can see Saline already backing up. I couldn't see who that Pioneer player was, but he didn't seem to have much momentum pushing towards the QB. Nobody had much momentum because that offensive line is giving Carr all day.
And that's where you might want to see an extra rusher come in as opposed to allowing him to sit back there and pick and choose. Because that's what he's done the last couple passes, and it's either a quick toss out to the flat or he's going through his progressions. This one, he goes through his progressions on this play, and he looks to the left, and he goes right back to his second receiver because you had 3 receivers in the area.
Well, Pioneer's been playing that 4-3, but unfortunately those 3 linebackers for the Pioneers are forced to stay back and look for wideouts or spy on any broken plays that these wideouts for the Hornets are making.
Yeah, and it looks like the Hornets are looking at what defense the Pioneers are in and attacking the soft spots. And that's why I was thinking maybe Pioneer wants to, gamble a little here, put an extra man in Carr's face.
Clock ticking down just past 10 minutes here on Holloway Field. Sun slowly sets. Carr finds his man looping right towards him. Expertly played. Nick Grunis right there. That hook play coming back, executed perfectly. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Nick Grunis gets the ball.
And Grunis, look at the footwork though by Carr. They're so quiet. He's so calm and composed in that pocket. He's not under hurry, duress, and he's throwing the ball with precision.
Yeah, he clearly trusts his O-line and has no problem sitting back there waiting. But also, he sees the rush coming at him. He's tall enough where he can see everything coming, and he can still keep an eye out on his wideouts. Trips left and one man right, and a handoff up the middle.
Good run blitz there by the Pioneers. They knew it was
James
third and
Rush
short.
gets the handoff.
James Rush didn't
probably
quite
go for
get
it,
it.
you're
Fourth
right.
and short. I mean, they're going for it again.
But good job there by filling in the linebacker number 9. You can see him right there in your picture. He comes through, takes on the block. Zero cleans it up. Zero's not on the roster. I love it when we have a guy that's not on the roster because that means he did a great job last week and possibly got moved up from JV, right?
But just might be crushing it in practice,
That's
right?
it. You
Shows
earn it.
up early to game film, has interesting things to say, and is just working his tail off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And I tell you, Pioneer, they've played a solid style of defense right now. They're not giving up big plays, and they're not making penalties. They just got to stop this right here. Come on
Bunch
up.
jumbo package right there. Cuts off to the left. Bryce Barberino.
They thought that was a score, but I think we're seeing.
It was close, right? They're celebrating
close.
like it was a score, and I was wondering
Yeah,
if they
I think he
saw
went out of
something that
bounds.
I didn't.
Yeah, it looked like he stepped out about the 6 or something like that, or the 4.
Short of the goal
Interesting
line.
play here.
They had him bottled up right here,
Ball is marked on
and then it just looked like he broke containment, and no one was outside to slow him up. And yeah, he did step out about the 5.
Barberino gets the first down there. He high snap there, brings it down, and he launches himself into the end zone. Another touchdown for Saline.
Yeah, and if you don't need to have your 5-star quarterback in because you're going to run the ball, don't put him in.
Yeah, Barberino brings a different look. As we've seen here, 2 straight plays.
And this is what you see. Look at the blocks in front of him. Does he get touched before? He does get touched, but I'm telling you, that was a very good job up front between the guard and the tackle of man-on-man blocking.
Big celebrations down in the end zone, and Hornets going for 2 again. Barberino, handoff left, easy enough between the tackles, falls in, and that is a 2-point conversion.
For the 2 points. 16-0. Saline.
That'll put the Hornets up 16-0, and that is exactly what the Pioneers did not want when it felt like they had a little bit of momentum going their way.
It really did, especially after the turnover, and they didn't do anything with that turnover. They punted the ball downfield, but they had to put their defense back out there, and then Saline puts the pedal to the metal and does non-stop, no huddle until they found pay dirt.
Yeah, pedal to the metal is putting it so mildly right there. I mean, they just, like you said, they just kept going. And it wasn't just no huddle, it was quick. They weren't wasting any time out there.
Even had a penalty that moved them back 10 yards, and that didn't slow them down because the next thing they do, they get to a 3rd and 1, go for it on 4th down, and then they take out the big-time quarterback, and they put in the backup quarterback that is a running hoss. I mean, that was a great job of just manning his way into the end zone.
Yeah, Barberino, a big kid, but has some speed and clearly a specific technician that they want to put in there. Saline's kicker, also quite a technician. High kick, not quite as far as last time. This one will be returned by the Pioneers.
He's got room.
Elijah Marshall, like you said, had a little bit of room, turned left, comes down just shy of the 30-yard line.
You know, when you're young and Marshall's only a sophomore, everything to the outside looks open. North and south, though, is what he's going to learn when he sees that film, because he had a seam like he looked like he could have taken it up the middle here. Watch this. He gets the ball here. He's turned, and as he gets to the middle of the field, right there, turn up field, and he's trying to continue to go outside. 8 already had the containment there. He needed to get north and south a little bit.
Well, and that is a little bit of an optical illusion by the runner down there, right? You're looking and you turn to the left a little bit, and it looks like there's all this space, when in reality there's still lots of dudes out there. But not so many dudes out in front of this player. Makes the cut, comes back. Saline players going after him. Finally brought down Rendelman. Oh my, long catch, and almost takes it to the house.
Yeah, that was 48-yard jaunt there by Rendelman. And look at this move, though. This is what sets the play apart, because 20 yards down the field, he gives a stink leg. And this just froze the defender right there. Oh, my God, he broke ankles and left something else on the field. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm sure James Rush would like that one back. That one started by some great blocks from the Pioneers up front. But yeah, that move right there is what gave him the ability to cut back left and almost get all the way.
What are the officials talking about here? Because I see a flag on the field. There's a flag on the far side of the field. What could it have been?
Personal foul?
It could have been some extra celebrations and some talk going on.
Oh, see, I was thinking a possible face mask, but the celebration, that could be too.
You see them pointing backwards? They're pointing backwards, and I don't like to see them pointing backwards if you're a Pioneer fan.
You have free admission to the game up until halftime.
So it looks like that play just didn't, so they're not affecting the play before. It says, like, based on that replay, Nick, everybody wasn't set.
Yeah, the Pioneers, that offensive line,
maybe
a little too giddy, but they're still chatting up where this one's going. Neither squad moving either direction. I think they're unsure.
Yeah, and it looks like the Saline sideline wants a little bit more explanation. Illegal substitution for Saline.
Pioneers are sure take it.
A legal substitution. So did somebody from Saline try to go in and Pioneer didn't sub anyone? So they didn't. See, this is where football has 3 different levels, and I have 3 different rules running around in my head right now. Because do they do that in high school, where you have to allow the other team to substitute?
I believe so. But we can put somebody on that.
That sounds like a job for Mo.
Caceres into the middle of the line.
Mo, the deliverer of keys.
Piles up there.
Almost graduated. Watch 5 come in and make the big Patrick Williams on that tackle. Never give up on the play. And you never know, because until you get across the goal line, it's not a score.
And he had to leave his feet to come across and get that. He did a great job of going to try to rip the ball away. The ball just wasn't there. It was a great job of Rendelman to be holding the ball in the correct position. Once again, textbook and fundamentals. And there's a push forward off initial blow, and that's going to be awfully close. Looking for confirmation from the officials, but we've got a flag out back as well.
I think that was still, he was tackled at the 5-yard line, and it looks like, again, that was a 5 on the tackle there, Williams. Wonder what this call is going to be, because it came in from the outside. Wonder, was everybody on the line of scrimmage? Shift.
Look at Caceres muscling forward. We've seen him do that for a couple of years now. He just absorbs punishment and keeps muscling forward.
He's a tough kid.
He is. And again, not slow either. He's not a lumbering guy.
Powerful.
9 or 10.
And it's unfortunate there's an illegal shift call that'll move Pioneer back away from that goal line.
Yeah, it goes from 2nd and 5 to 2nd and 10. Now 2nd and long for the Pioneers in the shadows of their goal line. Play action, turns, runs right into a guy, finds a way to get away, and manages to get to about the 4-yard line right there. Heiss, great job. He turned, and there was a big dude in front of him.
Which looked like 55. 55 grabbed a big. jersey of Harris, and no call on that, thankfully for the Pioneers. But Heiss as well. He gets upfield, turned the ball, and even tried to get an extra yard by extending the ball at the end of the play.
Yeah, great footwork as well, trying to stay in
bounds.
and like you said, reaching forward ever so much. And now I think we're going to have a Pioneer timeout. They're going to want to get in there 3rd and 2 and think about how they're going to punch this one in. Because, Kev, they need this. Not coming away with points, especially a touchdown, would be a letdown.
Yeah, the air would be out of the balloon, especially because if they don't get in the touchdown. I don't want 3 points. I need a touchdown from Pioneers. And I need you, if you're online, to be liking this, or following this, or thumbing up this.
You saw Twitter. You can see some behind the scenes from our Instagram. Hopefully, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're liking, subscribing. We'll get you the notifications every time a game comes on. I can't say enough good things about this squad. They filmed this whole broadcast. They put it together, and they've got this thing online early. Like before I get up for breakfast the next day, Kev, this guy is on and ready to go.
Oh, nice shot right down the line of scrimmage. We can see if anybody jumps because, Nick, the best call here is a hard count.
Right you are. Heiss looking, but he's got men right in front of him. Turns, has a man cutting through their Rendelman, seemingly from this angle open, but there was a lot of Hornets between Heiss and Rendelman.
It's so difficult for a right-handed quarterback to throw the ball moving to his left. He has to turn his whole body and shoulders. So really not a big fan of the call. He did have a man open, though. Number 3 is wide open in the back of the end zone back there, and Rendelman's like, just lob it.
Well, and Heiss was backpedaling a bit as he made that throw. He was doing his best to, like you said, as a righty, to move left and try to find something.
Oh, boy.
And they were going to get a semi-tush push there, moving forward for Pioneer, but you were going to see a flag near side, even closer than where our camera guy is.
I really don't like that call because, these guys are not anywhere near the size of NFL players to do this kind of pushing and leading. Look at this. I mean, Saline does not even have the size, but the speed of them to come in and hit Heiss before he even get any kind of momentum going forward.
Well, and for my problem there, you saw Heiss, you saw Casares come up, and he pushed Heiss, and Heiss's neck snapped back. Like that's not what I would do.
It's not definitely what I would have done. That's a call you do on 3rd down and come back with a pass on 4th down.
Yes, exactly.
But this right here, there was no movement. And I haven't seen any movement right out of the A gap on either side of the center. So it's a little puzzling there, and that is just so deflating for Pioneer.
Coach Simpson showing a lot of faith in his defense. We'll see what the Pioneers can do here. We'll see what Saline wants to do. Hand off, stopped almost immediately. No momentum going forward at the line of scrimmage.
You can see the score, 16-0, and even big plays by Pioneer. They've done a good job of taking the Saline sideline and deading it. There is no energy over here on this sideline, from the cheerleaders to the crowd to even the players on the sideline. It's just like a scrimmage, basically.
And they've got a lot of people here. Student section is nearly filled over to our left. Parents as far as the eye can see. And you're right, it's been pretty quiet. So the Pioneers just having a hard time so far building on any of this momentum.
Really need to stop here.
Carr with a couple of claps, steps back, looking to evade some players, turns it upfield to the 11-yard line, gets himself a little bit more breathing room for 3rd down.
Yeah, and that might be a first too, right? It's really close. Because they started the ball at the 2. Where are they marking this one at? The 11? So it should be 3rd and 1.
He's short by a yard.
Chain gang
or 2.
still leaving that number 3 up there is all I know.
3rd and 1 or 2.
3rd and short, they're going to call it 3rd and 1. Saline has a lot of playbook in front of them here. They can go long, they can run it, they can let Carr do his thing back there. Clapping by Carr, quick pass. And he found his man off a Pioneer defense that seemed like they were playing back, expecting a long shot.
Yeah, and right off of the play, that is a RPO at its finest, because there was a run option, but with Pioneer playing so far off of Fidich, why not give him the quick toss?
They were a mile off of him, and Carr probably clocked that immediately. Hit that ball on the numbers, and first down Hornets. Carr back, looks left the whole way, has a man in the flat. That's number 16, Fide again. Fide takes a shot up high. May have pulled down another first down.
It is a first down for
And it looks like it was 12 on the tackle there. And I tell you, 12 had a lot of traffic in his face, and it's tough to make that play. Sort of like an RPO on the outside.
Carr now dances forward, makes a quick fake, runs, picks up the first down, slides to the 50. Calm, cool, and collected is Tommy Carr coming through there.
Question are you marked down when you do this, where you start the slide or where you hit the ground? Because I watched the little Buffalo Bills this past weekend, and it got me thinking. Because I've always heard it's where you start.
I feel like you're trapping me here. This is a question that my wife asks, knowing me that like she knows I don't know the exact answer. And she's waiting me for it to either lie or just, I do believe it is when your butt hits the ground. Okay. But I do not have that rule book in front of me. Carr slips away one more time. He's looking to throw the whole way, and he finds his man.
Was he over the line?
Body one more time.
To Austin Abbott.
I mean, he threw the ball because that was a 2nd and 1. So you see the 47. 47.
33-yard line of Pioneer, where it will be
he was well behind the line.
Oh, yeah, he looked closer to it.
Carr knew exactly where he was. He knew where he wanted to go. He knew he didn't want to break loose and run. He knew that one of his wideouts was going to find an opening, and he was going to be able to hit him, and he certainly did.
Yeah, I think what Pioneer's defense needs to do is pick one. You're either going to put pressure or you're going to guard better. And because right now they're kind of playing that in the middle on both levels of the defense, and it's not working out.
Yeah, that's an interesting take, and you're right. Those linebackers have got to make a move one way or another. You're correct. And there's Carr, high pass, great job of bringing that one down. Gabe Itapaulo. And these wideouts for Saline continue to impress.
Yeah, and just no pressure here on the quarterback, so he has time to look, and he had other guys open. And again, this is just a nice little pitch and catch.
And the first down.
And you do see that sidearm delivery that you were talking about a little bit before. Not that traditional over the top, but nowadays everybody's throwing the sidearms, the Matt Stafford underarm throws and stuff. So maybe he's just saving it for later.
Could be. I guess we'll see. We've definitely seen Saline want to go out there and sling it, and we'll see the different looks that Carr offers. And there you can see at the Pie High faithful.
Yeah, looks like we got Jersey night.
Jersey night, like it. Yeah, you got some Hutch jerseys out there. You got some U of M jerseys. You got some people taking some selfies. You got a Braves jersey.
Is that an Alex Orgy jersey, or is that a Bernard Robinson jersey? Because Bernard's not associated with the program anymore. So it's got to be an Alex Orgy.
I'm sure that's exactly. I bet the Orgy jerseys are selling like hotcakes uptown.
Well, and he's out for UNLV for the rest of the year.
4:01 to go here in this first half. 1st and 10 now for the Hornets.
Finally?
RPO action right there. Carr seemingly was ready to give it away. Turns, gets away from a couple of Pioneer players, but can't make too much of that. Maybe the Pioneers are starting to do what you're asking them to do, Kev.
A little bit extra pressure. You saw some linebacker pressure coming right up the middle, and that's what it made Carr get out of the pocket. And that's what I'm talking about. If you allow players to sit back there with no pressure in their face, especially a player as talented as CJ is, I mean, Tommy.
He does. Right. You know he doesn't like that. Wherever he's at, that just gave him a little itch.
CJ called me from Notre Dame and said, you better drop that in there, Kevin. Tommy really is doing the job of getting outside the pocket, but you got to put pressure on him.
There's another handoff right,
Bye-bye.
going wide. James Rush finds the opening, and he gets through. Touchdown Rush, touchdown Hornets.
He even had an escort on that one coming into the end zone by Ryan Bondi, just walking around. No one to hit on the outside because, again, Saline switched up. They saw the pressure from the play before for Pioneer. What do they do? Let's go on the outside. Look at 62. There's nobody to block. It's like I can't get to you.
And Rush went all the way to the right before turning up, and a necessary play to get him there.
Yeah, that was just, and you would think that there would be some containment going on outside by either an end or even a corner. No one was in the vicinity on that play.
Yeah, what you said about no corners really is something we should take a look at, because you're right. You would have think one of those guys in the secondary on such a short yardage situation, someone should have been there.
2-point conversion.
And there you saw
Good.
more
There is a
cloth
flag on
come
the play.
bouncing in after the end of that play.
I think this might be a face mask on Pioneer because Carr's head went a direction you're not supposed to go.
Prefer not to go, probably.
Yeah, usually. When I'm going north and south, whoa, I don't want to turn east or west with my head.
Well, and he got dragged all the way down by the face mask as well. He had that while he was still standing. Yeah, there it is. And then brought him all the way
They'll
down
take
with
that
it.
on the kickoff.
Yep.
So
The
Pioneer
conversion is
again is
good
going to
by
be probably
Tommy
in
Carr.
bad field position to
There's
start
a
off
pass
with.
face mask penalty
I'm
on
still a proponent
Pioneer.
of if I got extra 15 yards, Nick, onside kick every day.
That'll be enforced.
I'd be
on
wonder
the
if they'd be
you're going for
considered
two.
rubbing it in a smidge with Saline up 24-0. That seems.
But Pioneer really has, they've made big plays. They played solid defense. The defense has just been on the field way too long. If the offense can just help them out a little bit with a couple first downs,
We'd like you to know about them and have you support them.
we
with
saw
your
the
patronage.
pressure being applied in that
Community
last
Auto
series
Loss
by the
of
Pioneer
Ann Arbor.
defense that
Cottage and
got
pizza.
Carr out of the
Fraser's
pocket.
Pub.
There's some
Lots of
positives, I
times
think,
in
for the
GMC
Pioneer
Ann Arbor.
coaching staff to build
Little
upon
Caesars
at
Pizza
halftime.
on
Yeah, you're exactly right. But
Boulevard.
what you said about the Pioneer
Hardware
offense is
and
also,
Varsity Ford.
to me, the story of this first half. Right? If they could have gotten a few more first downs, they had that one big splash play, and that was kind of it. Right? If they could have worked a drive, gotten the legs of their defenders to be a little bit more rested, we might be looking at something a little different. While not a onside kick,
Yeah, but
kinda though, a little
variation.
variation on it, the little pop fly kick coming in. But I don't know if they're going to call offsides.
I think
Did it
so.
go far
I
enough?
think they called offsides on that one. But I like the call. It's just like, you and I are big Detroit Tigers fans, first to third. Put the pressure on your opponent. And that's exactly because you never know how they're going to respond to pressure. And this is what Saline is doing right here. Let's see who got over the line. Yeah, on the bottom of the screen here, 23.
Yeah, it just
Kind of got over.
little,
That's
yep.
weird because he's nowhere near the ball.
So I was going to say, why is that guy so far off sides when it wasn't going in his direction? Maybe he felt like he needed that head start. He's like, whoa, it's going to be way over there? I'm going to need another 1.5 feet. 2 feet. Might have been 3. So Saline backed up to the 50. We might see a more traditional kickoff here. Kevin Huber now. Another high pop-up. And that's fair caught and then put down there by Isaiah Baldwin, I believe. And you said good job. You're right. Smart.
Well, you see
Smart.
how big Baldwin is? Baldwin looks like a lineman out there, and he immediately threw up the hay. I'm throwing up this hands because this is a fair catch.
Well, and we got more cloth out there. We'll figure that out in a minute. But I wonder, that's one of two things, right? Well, let's see a replay here. That may have been another offsides.
Yeah, it might have been offsides on the top side there. And for me, if I'm Pioneer, don't let him kick it again. Take the 10 yards here and line up.
Absolutely. Well, and getting back to Baldwin, you wonder if that's just a smart, heady kid, very possible, or well coached.
Well coached.
Well coached. Coach tells everybody going out there, just get it down.
A little of both.
A little bit.
Both.
That ball, personal foul on Pioneer.
And that flag is a personal foul on the Pioneers. I did not see that. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
First down.
But
I
I'm
tell
just
you,
wondering where that came in at.
Nick, the Pioneers, we mentioned the first quarter were playing clean football. Throw that out this second quarter. everything.
will start out
Zero
from
took a
around
big hit on
11
number
yard
7.
line. First and 10.
And it still looked like that was during the play, though. You know, we'll maybe take a look at that later. But right now, Pioneer needs to do a job of getting first downs and not allowing Saline to get the ball back.
3:46 to go, and a big TFL for the Hornets.
I tell you what, Patrick Williams is making a case for early key player of the game. I mean, he stops the touchdown going in from that diving tackle. He stopped another play, and then look at this tackle. Off of a block, he beats his blocker, and he puts that receiver in the dirt.
Right, shaking that blocker, and then to still put not just a hit, not just a wrap-up, but really put it on him.
Boy, Saline is really playing aggressive. Look at how close they are to the line of scrimmage now.
3-yard loss on that last play, and that one slips by Heiss. Ball still in the end zone, and that one got away from him, and I don't know if they're going to call safety.
I don't know if that was a safety.
That might have been a touchdown.
That should have been a touchdown. The official goes up with his hands for a safety really quick, and it didn't look like that ball was in possession yet.
I thought exactly the same thing. Their hands went up very quickly, and that ball was as loose as it's going to get. So I'd like to see that one more time. I don't think they're going to change it. They're not going to come up here and ask us, but it initially gets away from Heiss.
So here comes a snap, a little low snap, and 90's just barreling down. How did he call him down on that play?
Yeah, he never had possession of it.
He really never had possession.
We want to thank Big
And even before he didn't have possession of it,
but it
he
does
hadn't
go out
touched
of bounds.
it.
It goes out of bounds before he gains possession of it.
Oh, right you are.
That's
right
it.
you are.
That is it.
Well, fine.
But it's still a quick safety call. I'm not going to let that one go.
Outstanding, community-minded businesses with your business.
So 2 more points for Saline.
And I just mentioned, Nick, that was the one thing that Pioneer couldn't do. Allow Saline to score again, and now they're going to get the ball again.
Score and score quickly.
Too much time on the clock right now.
2:59 to go here in this first half, and a half that was sailing along, going really quickly. Less so right now with all of these points getting put up by the Hornets.
And now you hear music being played on the Saline sideline. It just livened things up.
Yeah, somebody brought their boombox down there because it is rocking. And so are the Hornets. Move to the left side. Flag down in the middle of the play, and another flag afterwards. But an outstanding play by Braylon Thomas to not necessarily go outside quickly, go north and south like he's been screaming all evening.
Yeah, this is the best way. You see the best returners. They don't do the jukes. They go north and south. And let's see a hold at the bottom of the play here.
The 45.
Yeah, and it looks like right at the end of the play, we're going to lose it out on camera, but it looks like another penalty that was going to come in on Saline.
So Thomas has got to be a little bummed out about that, but there's also something to be said. Maybe I got away because of all that holding up.
A lot of it was. But again, you're right to point out the fact that he just saw pay dirt and went straight for the goal line.
Yeah, he trusted his blockers. He saw a little bit of an opening, and he went for it. And it was also pretty interesting the way Thomas picked that up as a grounder and was just off and running. It seemed like he had a little bit of a head of steam, got it and went. And what was that
Upsetting
call?
Penalties.
Wow.
It was, I'm not even going to guess on the hands behind
the back. Hands behind the back? I mean, that's kind of my stance right here, right now. Up
yeah,
in,
I'm not sure what that
box.
one was. Yeah. That's a good hold right there. So we got that on.
Everybody's turning up their bell tones to see if we can hear what the officials, and he just made that gesture with behind the back again. Hands behind the back again.
Sideline interference.
Wow. Don't
sideline
see that very
interference
often.
Against and that was on Pioneer's sideline because the hold was on Saline, and we got to go back and do this all over again?
Yep.
Well, it's early in the season. I got it right.
Thank you. 2:45 to go still. And I wonder if there's discussion about, like, let's just get this going.
Yeah, right now it looks like the officials are trying to make things up. You know, they're looking at each other. Look at his hands. He's even saying, I don't know what's going on. The lead official.
Well, the ball has been planted. Saline's offense is just itching to get moving again.
Yeah, and even the fans in the stands that are hoping to be the first one down at the concession stand are itching. I mean, that was a long break here.
Yeah, there's burgers down there tonight. There's pizza out there. No Kona Ice.
No
on
Kona Ice.
Possibly the warmest night of football we've ever done. We are lacking the Kona Ice, at least to my eyes. Hornets back on the offense. We've seen them here most of the night, it feels like. Carr, high snap, but gets that down to his running back ever so quickly. Gets it down to Carson Cherry again. And that's another thing about this Saline offense. They've got wide receivers that are going to go and get it. They've got a QB that can sling it. And we've seen multiple running backs that can get open and break for yards.
Yeah, and Cherry here does a good job of staying in bounds. Look at him go upfield. Doesn't want to go out of bounds, stop the clock. I want this clock to continue to start, to turn down and continue to put pressure onto the Pioneers. Looks like they did stop the clock.
Yeah, the clock is not running. We're at 2:39. Yeah, he eventually got ripped down, but he did his best to not have that happen. 2nd and 1. We'll see what Saline does if they stick with their runs or maybe a little RPO or play action pass and give Carr the chance to sling it.
And
Carr back, he's looking right. He gets a man around his waist before he gets that out to his wide out body again.
That was just an awesome flag route and an awesome flag pass. One of the most difficult passes for a quarterback to throw because he's throwing it all the way across the field and away from the receiver, trying to lead him upfield. Very difficult toss.
And for good measure, he had a man basically hanging from his hip at that point. 1st and 10, 2:10 to go.
Saline not in any hurry right now.
No, they seem to be moving upfield at will. Carr seemingly sends that, brings it back down, and he slides, but hits just a little before the 30. We'll see where they spot this. But let's put your butt down on the ground theory to the test here.
Yeah, but this is right here is kind of awkward. Carr's got to learn better how to get down. His leg is pinned up under him, and that's a good way to injure yourself.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. You're exactly right. That's a really awkward slide. If you're going to make that slide, make sure that you're doing it right. 2nd and 2 now. Carr finds Cherry coming out of the flat.
I think
Cherry
that was
gets
a run.
that first down.
I think that was a run. That was a lateral.
Fair enough.
I think that was a lateral. I think that was a behind the line of scrimmage pass because it looks like where he throws the ball. Let's see where Carr's at. He's throwing it back. He's throwing it right down the line. That ball could have been live if it's not caught.
Right you are. Right you are. You are exactly right. You called that perfectly. Great eye on where the line of scrimmage is. Carr probably knew too. Steps back, steps forward, nothing but green in front of him, fakes, and then goes back up the middle.
That's
no
not
chance
fair.
for a slide here. Carr into the end zone, touchdown Saline. Carr just made that one completely happen all by himself.
We got some whistles going on down there. I wonder.
I think that's the fans, though. I think that might be the boombox.
And it does look like we do have an injured player right there from the Pioneers. Number 12 is on the ground there, rolling around. Not sure. We can see it on the replay here. He comes into the picture, but watch Carr fake out 45 in the middle of the field right here. Wow. I mean, that was just ugly. And then he shows his length on those strides, looking like a gazelle getting into the end zone. Great block downfield to help him out.
And Craig Newman did a great job of not giving up and going after Carr the whole way. Carr almost felt like he held up a little before he crossed that end zone.
Yeah, pulled it out of gear. I think that might be a cramp.
He's asking for water. They're trying to get his legs long.
Where's number 12 at here? Let's look on the left side of the screen. Oh, whoa. Whoa, that should have been a penalty. That should have been a penalty.
That was a very high hit.
That's an illegal blindside block.
Yep, he never saw him coming, and he went very high.
And he went up high. He went, and you can't do that. Why? Because this is what's going to happen. That's definitely a miss by the officials there. And it's kind of hard to see why they missed that, because it's right in front of them.
Well, and you see that official down low, and I'm just curious, and it was right in front of the line judge right there as well that called that touchdown. I'm curious if they were so dialed in on the ball and the play and the moves that were being made.
I understand.
That was lost in the traffic. However, you're right. Like, there's no excuse for that.
And it does look like they called something because they moved the ball back.
So they're calling no score.
No, that was not a score. That was a penalty.
And there's Carr throwing it into the middle. Just over his head. And that one bounced away. I don't know if that bounced off the crossbar or if that bounced off a Pioneer hand.
Yeah, again, Carr was a little tall on the pass. I didn't see any laundry on that last play, though, to see the flag that would have moved Saline back out of the end zone. We saw it because we got some great people in the truck out there. But, man, that would have been a big turnover there.
And I wonder if they maybe did call a penalty on that illegal block. Right.
Because they gave him the first down and they moved the ball back. So they gave him the yardage and then they pulled it back.
And Pioneers getting in on Carr, but he gets that ball to Cherry. Cherry cuts back right and then into the end zone. Touchdown, Saline.
Well, same part of the end zone they got into, right? I mean, that again, though, is a very good job of blocking in front of the ball carrier. I can't say this enough. Watch how he's escorted into the end zone, people.
Escorted.
I love it.
So you're not wrong. Like, there's no better. Look at this. It is. It's like he's got three wingmen.
And he's got a receiver out there blocking too. So
yeah, that's a team touchdown right there for Saline. That's exactly what you want as a coach. That's what you like to see as a coach. That's what you preach as a coach. And it's coming to fruition on a Friday night. Couldn't be happier. And another 2-point attempt for the Hornets upcoming. Goes right back to Cherry. Cherry's legs are already strong, already going. He barely stopped between those two fines of the end zone.
And you know, I tell you, the way that Saline bounced back after that penalty, it's like it never really even happened. I mean, check out the composure of the QB here. Oh, we're seeing the run-in. I mean, but the play before that, he was just calm as can be in the pocket. And that's what you want out of that type of quarterback. Pioneer, though, really has not made their lives easy tonight. They've really made it difficult.
Yeah, you're right about that, but unfortunately the Pioneers they've just been out there so much. I can't say it enough. I can't harp on it enough. Their defense seems like they've been out there the whole game. I could tell you almost every single one of the defenders' names right now. And on offense, I'm struggling to remember that one offensive lineman, right? Like, so it's just so tough for them. They need to figure something out. And you'd think with a team that preaches the run game that they would be making that happen. But as you mentioned, maybe they're not picking their spots with the run game quite correctly right now. Still got a whole other half to play.
You do.
You go out there and you make those adjustments, you figure this out, and that's what the second half will definitely be about Pioneer. For Saline's second half will probably be about, let's take it easy.
Well, I don't know if that's in their DNA. Take it easy. I mean, they're averaging 53 points against Pioneer.
High kick again.
And they dropped a 50-burger on the Eagles last week. So, I mean, they're not being friendly neighbors to us folks up here in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, they might be running their way through A2 here between, like you said, put up 50 against the Eagles last week. This is shaping up to be a problem.
Well, they're 84-0 against Ann Arbor schools right now. That's not a good thing. And so this is just take a knee and let's go into halftime time. Let's not try to do anything fancy here, guys.
Right, 24 seconds to go here at half. Not curious. They're just going to take a knee and then that'll be that. They will go into the locker room and try to discuss ways to make this second half a little bit more competitive. Whereas Saline, I mean, they can hang their hat on doing just about everything great so far. That is our halftime here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. But stick around second half. You never know what can happen, Kevin Bryant. We could have a turnaround, or we could see more impressive play from these Hornets. Nobody will know until the second half, which will be coming up shortly on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Hello, my name is Andre Anderson, and I'm the police chief of the Ann Arbor Police Department. You know, each year, millions of sports fans transverse to our city to watch football. We want to be your place of destination. Thank you for being here, and thanks for being part of a winning culture.
Hi, I'm Deputy Chief Patrick McGuire. Are you looking for great drinks and a cold beverage? The Main Street Social District is a great place to explore our downtown area while enjoying an alcoholic beverage. There's also lots of great tailgates in the stadium area. Just remember, outside of the Social District, open alcohol is prohibited on public streets and sidewalks.
Hi, I'm Deputy Chief Jason Forsberg. From where to park to how to get around on game day, we've made it easy. Here's a QR code to help you navigate the city and provide helpful information as you travel to and from Michigan Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pioneer Marching Band. Tonight's show takes us right into the hustle and bustle of New York City, where members of the Semi Band, Concert Band Purple, and Jazz Band will be touring this spring. Joining us for tonight's show are the 8th grade students of Slauson and Tappan Middle School. From Broadway stages to city streets of soaring skyscrapers, the band is bringing the sounds of In the City. We kick things off in Lincoln Square, 1957, where Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim dropped one of Broadway's biggest game changers. West Side Story reimagined Romeo and Juliet with finger snaps, jazz, and award-winning choreography that lit up the stage and the streets. And now, the Pioneer Marching Band presents selections from West Side Story. Our next stop on our tour of New York City takes us to the various Caribbean neighborhoods of the city. In neighborhoods like Flatbush, Washington Heights, and Little Jamaica, Calypso and the island rhythms shake the sound of the city. Made famous by New York native Harry Belafonte, Matilda brought that energy from the city to the world. And now, for the Calypso Classic, here is Matilda. And finally, we head down the island of Manhattan to Broadway, where Wicked has been wowing audiences since 2003. This blockbuster tells the untold story of the Witches of Oz, with music that soars higher than the Emerald City skyline. The show went on to become an award-winning movie starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, sharing this great musical with a new generation. Joining us tonight are the Slauson 8th grade band directed by Mr. Gene Bartley and the Tappan 8th grade band directed by Lauren Stout. Let's give it up for our Golden Bears and Tappan Trojans. All right now, y'all, look towards the western sky. Let's defy gravity with music from Wicked. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pioneer Marching Band with Slauson and Tappan. And now with the Pioneer Marching Band would like to thank the directors, parents, and students of Slauson and Tappan Middle School, the Pioneer Football Boosters for providing food and escort help, as well as the parents of the Pioneer Band Association for their continued support of tonight's halftime show. Thank you so much for listening.
Number 30 for player of the game, key player of the game. I just want to take the key out to him. Impressive. Impressive.
I love it. Oh, I love it. A battle off. This is like a dance off, dude.
That's good. That's okay. That's still good. That's closer than I would have got. Welcome back, everybody, to CTN Sports Game of the Week, also known as Windsor Dance Club 1999.
Oh, my God. What happened at halftime, if we had cameras rolling, you would have just died, folks. I mean, that was the best competition that we've seen tonight.
This is the most frustrating inside joke that we could possibly do, coming back up, telling all these folks watching, you should have saw this thing. But it was the competition stayed going on even at halftime between some of the cheerleaders on both sides of the field, and that was some of the loudest cheers we heard from both sides all night.
Hey, and you know what? If you did miss it, folks, Nick, I know you took some photos. I took a couple photos. Check out the IG, baby.
Yep.
They're posted for a reason.
Get behind the scenes. The music comes back up, back to the club.
And this is unfortunate for Pioneer that they did not elect to receive the second half. Now Saline gets the ball once again after just dominating that second period.
And their fans are into it. Up with a head of steam, out around the outside. One more time, Saline, how did he break away from that? He's got Green in front of him, splits one more man as fast can be, crosses the end zone line, but we've got flags all the way back down at the 45, both sides of the 45.
Yeah, and it looked like number 2, Colin Tusa, and it was Keyshawn Knox involved in some extra blocking as the play goes down the field. Watch this move right here, though. And then the speed kicks in.
And Max.
You won't be able to see the penalty because it's behind you, but I tell you, that was a lot of great running there out of number 15.
And then Braylon Thomas, again, he's just got these long strides. He gets going, and he's a bigger kid, too. Here we can see now towards the bottom there, right by the replay, maybe he got pushed ahead.
And it looks like personal fouls on both of them right there at the bottom of the field. You saw 21 involved in it, but after that it was number 2 for Saline and number 15 for the Pioneers, Knox, involved in that issue. So the play will probably, those 2 penalties, offsetting.
Offsetting penalties, so the Saline Hornets will start at probably the 2-yard line. Conservatively, that's what I'll call it from up here.
I think he might have got out a little bit sooner, because it looks like official on the top side is right around the 9.
Well, Saline seems to be lining up like they're kicking an extra point.
Yeah, and did he score actually on that play? I thought he went out of bounds. You think he did score?
I believe he got it.
I thought he was out at like the 4 or 5.
If only we had some sort of device.
What system makes that happen? I don't know. Probably somebody eating a burger.
Well, and then now, I'm not sure what the referee, he was waving like a T-Rex hands. So I'm not entirely sure what the call is. We're waiting to hear back the
See,
call.
it
Now
looks like
the
they're
offense
bringing it. They're bringing the offense back
Here
in.
we'll see. Yeah, here's
Let's see.
Thomas gets shrugged away.
It's a
Still,
10.
oh yeah, his
It's a
foot was
10.
out at the 10.
And then he ran out of bounds all the way until he got back in the
Yeah.
end zone. So there's no way. That was a good try by the Hornets. I see what they were up to. They were trying to get the officials to just line this thing up.
Well, it almost worked.
Why not try?
They had all 11 of their dudes out there.
Can't
pretty
work if
much
you don't
ready to
try.
rock and roll. And you're right. He was nowhere near the end zone when that first foot went out, and that first foot went out right in front of the line judge out there. So they saw it. They made the call. They're down there pointing at it right now.
And it's just unfortunate for the Pioneers to start off this fashion to begin the second half of what you and I both said before going into halftime. A lot of positives that the Pioneer coaching staff could build upon going in, even though being down by so many points.
Yeah, this game could be a little closer, or, I mean, if they weren't making those plays, this game could be much, much more spread out. Yeah, it is unfortunate where the scoreboard lies for the Pioneers right now, but that's not to take anything away from what the Hornets have done, especially offensively. Man, they are a machine out there. Tommy Carr from the shotgun, man behind him. Play action, turns right, still has some time, tossing into the end zone, and he's got his man. Touchdown, Lucas Vine.
I looked from my angle that ball was going to get picked off, and I'm yelling, screaming, pick off, and that ball just floated over the defender's hands.
Just the smoothest pass coming back out of there.
And watch Carr here, elude the defender, because he was sacked right there. And he just glides to the outside and just tosses it over one 16 to another 16, his own 16.
Calm, cool, and collected the whole way, especially right there. He almost stutter-stepped and bought himself another half a foot so he could throw it.
Wow, they have a kicker?
Who knew? Well, that one's good. He's pretty good, too, apparently.
Kick it good.
And that is a good PAT for the Hornets, now finding themselves up 41-0 from the hallowed Holloway Field.
And 19 seconds into the second half. I mean, that's just something that you just can't have happen. But what we can't have happen is this.
What you can have happen, absolutely, is all this fall coverage. It is coming your way, folks. We've got football, pepper in a little field hockey,
Friday night
soccer
football
towards the end, but every week in and week out, Nick knows where he's going to be on Friday.
Oh, I love it. And you know what? It's nice to see some of these other sports mixed into it, but we all know what season it is, folks. It is gridiron football season.
Another great look down on the field. Sun has set here in beautiful Washtenaw County.
This is one of those Michigan weather days where kind of chilly in the morning. I have shorts on midday, and I have a coat to put on later tonight. It's totally Michigan.
Straight up hot it was this afternoon. And yeah, now there'll be a little bit of a chill in the air, wishing that I had some long sleeves walking to the car.
Uh-oh.
That ball popped up, bounced, and seemingly recovered by Saline. We'll see if they get it.
Yeah, you remember what you were talking about Isaiah Baldwin in that first half when he came up, and was it a coaching decision? Watch 17 here. He just runs straight upfield, let that ball come right over his head, and that was the exact same kind of kick that was in the first half.
Exactly the same kick. So I'm curious if he thought there was somebody behind him. I'm curious if somebody called him off. I don't know who would have called him off.
But
you're right, he came right away from it.
And he just ran right over it. And you see the guy, the up guy, trying to make it up to catch it. You see 17 put his hands up in the air. He's like, I didn't know.
Yeah, you would have assumed that he would have maybe, I don't know, looked behind him.
But again, I don't want to put all the onus on the player as well. Coaches have to put their people in the right position. And the Pioneers were well back. They had so many guys deep.
Hornets back at it. That one tipped at the line of scrimmage, picked off by the Pioneers. Looking back at his player, Rip moved to try to get him, but he will not go down. And the Pioneers finally have a little bit of momentum going forward here after that interception of Tommy Carr. That ball started off tipped at the line of scrimmage and never looked back. Craig Newman.
The interception.
Well, and I tell you, that is exactly what the Pioneers needed, a quick change after all that's happened, after an onside kick. Not really an onside kick, a misplayed kick, but yeah, that was tipped right at the line of scrimmage, or that might have been another big play for the Hornets. Great job there, though, by Craig Newman.
Feet, the last touchdown previously, tried to rip that one away. Great job of him getting back, not letting the Pioneers score a touchdown on that one. And that is probably going to be an encroachment and or offsides on the Hornets. And Pioneers might have something to work with here down close in the red zone.
And that's rough. When Pogo's, 55, he made the penalty. He knows it. And then the worst part about it, the next thing he knows, he looks to the sideline. And, of course, the coach is replacing him.
Coach,
come on out.
Brutal.
Come on out.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you see him on the sideline right there at the bottom of the
And he knew it right away.
Oh, exactly. Hopefully he gets back out there.
Handoff inside, shakes to the left, falls forward, just inside the 5-yard line.
Caceres, again, you talked about the fact that he runs with purpose. And, I mean, he runs sort of, just strong, downhill runner, not overly fast, but he just churns those yards. Look at him. And he punishes people that try to get in his way.
Yeah, you saw that defender drop his shoulder down and try to go low, and Caceres ran right through it.
And that was rush. That's a big defender that he's running through. Pioneer needs to push it from the end zone.
Ball on the 4-yard line now. First and goal from the 4. Another handoff, but nothing happening. Immediately wrapped up and brought down.
Yeah, it's a tough haul. I mean, Pioneers down here before, and they tried again, that A gap. And look at how many people. It looks like there's a little movement there by Saline early. But, I mean, there's just no opening with 4 or 5 people able to make that tackle.
Yeah, Saline gets in these bunched up defenses, and they're really hard to work around.
A lot of times coaches on the offensive side, they want to show what their guys are made of. So they're trying to, push them back as well, too.
Lots of motion, brought a couple of extra blockers to the left. Didn't make a lick of difference as once again, Hornets swarm in and pull that man down behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Hornets don't want Pioneer to hit the board either. So, I mean, their defenders are playing a little bit of extra right now, and that was a lot of extra there by 90.
Alan Sadoff there. Yeah, he was a man possessed, came in. You're right. He did not want the Pioneers to get into the end zone, and it showed on the aggressiveness of that tackle.
So you
Third
really want
and goal from the 7 now.
Really want to get outside of that, that guard center area that Pioneers trying to exploit.
3 spread right, and that one tipped right out in front. Once again, the Hornets all in Heiss's grill immediately. He didn't even have a chance to take 2 steps back and make that throw.
Hey, look at the snap. Right from the snap, it was just a jailbreak. Everybody's coming in, and a lot of lookout blocks. I mean, from the outside, that was a straight blitz.
Where was Caceres on that one? I feel like he should have been to the right, and that should have been his blocker. Well, the Pioneers out there going to try to get on the board.
I like this decision.
Here.
I like it.
Just get some points?
Get some points. You do not want to get shut out 2 years in a row. Kind of a false.
And that one flipping around down on the outside.
Let's see if that was Rush that came in on the block from the outside, number 4. It looks like a little hitch there from the kicker, too. They could have called that as a false start. They didn't. And we're not going to see. It did look like 4 may have gotten it, or it was 7.
Well, it was just a low kick. Here you can see this wide shot is definitely going to give us a look at what a line shot that was.
Oh, yeah, it was into.
Yeah, that was less blocked and more just kind of kicked into a crowd.
Yeah, execution there wasn't as great as Pioneer would have liked. And again, getting the ball on a turnover, second time that we've seen this happen for Pioneer inside the 10 and unable to pound it into the goal line.
And I wonder if the kicker, if that was that little bit of a hitch there, threw his timing off and couldn't get it up fast enough.
There was just something off about that play, right?
Yep. What is not off is this Saline offense. Another handoff right, picking up a chunk of yards.
When are they going to rotate this extra third and fourth string in?
I think you asked for it. That might be happening right now. A couple of them going off right now.
Okay.
But maybe not everybody. Cherry's staying in.
Cherry's out there.
Carr's staying in.
Aiden Cerniglia make the stop.
Beatty is still out there. Baldwin is out there. It doesn't look like that many people have come out.
Carr from under center, something we don't see from him or really any high school team much anymore.
No.
Under center is just such a rare look anymore. Clearly they're going to be handing that one off when he's back there.
And see, that's the thing. I like the fact that you can do it going under center. You're throwing something that the defense isn't used to seeing, so you can actually maybe do a play action pass. I know that's a thing of the past. It's history, but
No gain, 3rd and 7.
now spread look here.
Yeah, this is the offense that you're used to seeing in today's football. And there's that nice pass into the crossing, into the slant there. And the Pioneers having a rough time bringing that wide receiver down. Great job by them, still swarming on defense. It's a good thing they had 3 guys there because he was trying to break free as best he could.
And watch 16. If we can see it, not from this angle, you won't be able to see it, but we'll see it again from our wide angle of Fetich. Number 16, he runs him off. Watch him in the inside. He takes the defender up the field to open a nice wide passing lane for Carr. Good call there on offense.
Carr stepped back, looking left.
Ooh, that was
Caught
scary.
one more time by Austin Abadi.
I say that was scary because that ball was just waiting to be picked off. And that was a long pass to the edge there. Didn't seem like Carr put as much as he could have on this ball.
He was looking to body down the whole way. And yeah, that wasn't as crisp of a ball as we've seen Carr throw tonight. That one had a little wobble to it. But also, maybe he knew. Maybe he knows he's got that little bit, he's got that extra time.
Well, he was trying to get it out quick out of his hands, too. So maybe he just didn't get a good grip of the seams on that ball.
4:18 to go here in this third quarter. CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant. This has been a lot of Saline all from the start, and it continues to be a lot of Saline. James Rush goes right left. And just the running attack, all set up from great blocking, great scheming, and excellent execution to the man for the Hornets.
Yeah, and we mentioned the starters on the offensive line at the beginning of the game, but it can't be said enough of what great job they're doing. One holding penalty, and that was it. Out of all of these pass plays, Pioneer has helped them out, though. Did not really put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
And another move there. Rush makes it out to the right, then cuts back to the left-hand side. He's got a couple of players in front of him, eventually brought down by the 6-yard line. But Rush with great vision moving forward up the field.
I like his timing, too. Look at this. He doesn't overrun his blocks. He sets his blocks up well, but look at this. He slows down, allow his blocker to help him out to gain a couple extra yards.
Maybe hold. Maybe hold a little bit.
Those gloves are sticky.
They are.
You know,
that's fair. That's fair. All right, down near the end zone where the Hornets have been very comfortable this evening. Interesting, though, there's a lot of substitutions and a lot of looking back towards the sideline. I've seen more looking at the sideline in these first 6-7 minutes of this quarter than I think I did the entire first half.
Well, I'll tell you, what especially may be because the Saline Hornets can see the scoreboard right in front of them.
And that's Rush one more time into the end zone. Pay dirt, touchdown, 6, whatever you want to call it. Saline Hornets, another trip into the end zone.
And you know one thing I like about Rush is he's been doing it on both sides of the ball tonight. We've seen him and mentioned his name as a defensive back coming up, making good hits. But then as an old school throwback, he's playing a two-way. You know, not the Travis Hunter two-way. I'm playing where I'm tackling people and running the ball. That's hard.
You know what I like about it? His
the
name.
shoes. Oh.
No, you're completely
back.
Rush. Rush has had a great game, and you're right. He's playing both ways. You've seen him shut down those Pioneer wideouts on the other side, make some big hits, make some big tackles, and then when he's called upon near the end zone, has no problem sniffing that out and getting it.
You know, we didn't mention those guys' names on the defensive line. Let's take one more look at this score, though, before we mention that. And just right up the middle and just lunges at the end to get over the goal line is Rush. We haven't talked enough about the defensive line for the Hornets. You know, both times that Pioneer was able to get the ball inside the red zone, that defensive line just shut everything down. The play calls by Pioneer coming up the middle, maybe after they look at the film, might want to adjust that for later in the season. But, you know, that defensive front for the Hornets, they're stout.
Yeah, they've got some big kids on both sides of the ball. That's what you do. That's really the secret to success in football, high school, college, pros, whatever it is. If you've got those big, disciplined kids in there, like you mentioned, very few penalties, that's what's going to be winning you the games. That's how you sustain long drives. That's how you stop long drives from happening on both sides. And Saline really is the total package right now.
And they're the total package, and the kicker Huber is actually rubbing it in Pioneer. He has a purple shoe on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's got his kicking shoes purple, folks.
And he's got some power in that purple shoe. Boots that one. Elijah Marshall was the return man. Had a hard time finding anything open. Got to about the 14-yard line. This is going to be a long look for the Pioneers, and I believe the clock will just start running now.
Yeah, I think this at 48-0. I'd go over there and turn on the clock if the clock person isn't doing it right now.
Go tap him on the shoulder.
Oh, and I have a key to this place, you know, since I beat Pioneer when I was playing high school.
Is that
football.
what happens when Pioneer loses? They give the key to the dude to the riverhead? I was unaware that was a thing.
I was the key player, right?
There you go.
Not at all. I was not.
The original key player.
Not at all.
All right, so we've got 1:40 to go here in this third quarter. Almost a jump right there, but that player stays on side. Pioneer, 10, maybe 11 guys looking to the sideline. What do we do now?
And I think they're trying to switch the play call up based on the defensive look. But again, the same execution. What we've seen a lot tonight is Pioneer's been kind of conservative with their calls as far as, you know, running the ball north and south in that A gap.
Well, and I'm curious if that Caceres handoff possibly to the left is just their default play. If everybody was looking in there, they're unsure what to do, hey, let's do this and see what happens. We know that he can break some tackles. We know he's got some speed. We like our offensive line. Maybe he can pick us up a few when the confusion mounts a little bit. And it seems to be going on a bit again right now. I wonder if we got a penalty there off
A
false start probably.
Yeah.
I'm curious if maybe the Pioneers might want to take a timeout. Take a timeout, go over there, get set.
Yeah, but with just 46 on the clock, maybe they're just trying to, you know, get through this quarter and then reset, because it is second down. So you could get through this play and still, if you don't make it, really gear up for your third down call.
Inside the minds of the coaches, we are not sure. Heiss from the shotgun now.
I'd like to see Heiss get this ball in the air.
I think Heiss would like to see him get it in the air. Stead hands off to Caceres, and he is gobbled up by 3 defenders behind the line of scrimmage, and that is probably going to do it for this third quarter. Clock ticking down, 13 seconds now.
Man, and Caceres is a tough kid. Look at how many people are hitting him and landing on him. I think it's 4 people. Look at it, 3 or 4, and then all 21 getting a little extra jab in at the end. And that's tough.
Yeah, he might not win key player. Maybe we can get him key ice pack, though, because he's going to need to be bundled up in some ice today and tomorrow. He's going to be feeling it. Also feeling it, the Saline Hornets at the end of the third quarter up 48-0 from Holloway Field, but we still got 1 quarter to go. Stick around. We'll be right back. CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Smith, the new producer here at CTN, and I've got exciting news. CTN training is back. This training will teach you how to plan a shoot, operate professional cameras, and edit your own videos. We'll even show you how to level up your smartphone filming skills or dive into action-packed GoPro shooting. And the best part, once you're certified, you'll have access to our gear and facilities, plus the opportunity to play your shows on CTN, both on TV and online. So if you're ready to learn new skills and start your creative journey, reach out to me. Thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Electric atmosphere down here at Holloway Field. River Rats doing a really good
Here
job
it comes.
of having
Here
those
comes
players out
7.
front. And here comes Lamb with it. Cuts through 2 players. Whistle.
We're going to get a penalty shot now.
From the 8-meter arc, number 7, Maggie Lamb.
This is exactly who we were talking about. This is exactly who you want to have the ball if you're the Pioneers. And it's the last person you want to have it in their cross if you're Huron.
We can see her. She's anxious. She's ready to go.
Sophie Lee, stone-like waiting. Gets low, but that one finds the net. Maggie Lamb, one more time, wins this one. Gets the good guys home victory. Triple overtime, sudden death. Maggie Lamb, can't say enough about it. And here we go. Slow, subtle zoom in as the Pioneers start their 3rd down play in the shadow of their own goalpost and end zone. Nothing happening there.
I still like the play call, though. Get the ball in the air because these runs aren't getting you anything right now, and you're just trying to do something. And actually, I would be trying my best to get Rendleman the ball. He's been a big play person on both offense and defense for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I'm with you. Might as well let it all hang out, let it all fly right now. It's 4th down, and you got to get something going. You got a Pioneer timeout. Maybe they're going to figure out the play that makes this work, because obviously if it doesn't work, it's going to be a problem.
Well, I mean, it's 4th down, so I mean, it's interesting that they wait till 4th down to call the timeout when you're on 4th and a lot to go in your own end zone. But it's still early in the season, and this new coaching staff, they're learning on the fly as well too. First time of going up against this powerhouse program for Coach Simpson is probably going to, he's probably going to come away with a lot of answers to his team based on how he's played, and hopefully better be able to coach them going forward.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's learning for everybody, right? It's learning for all the players, and it's learning for this young, newish coaching staff as well. And you're right. Coach Simpson has a lot of lessons that he can give to his players after a game like this. But it's not over, right? I think, isn't that always the first lesson?
You always have to say that when there's time on
the
the clock, it's not over.
Punt barely gotten away. Man,
kick.
Those defensive players, 4 of them got right in there. Fair catch right at midfield. I believe that was a body, right?
So, I mean, that was a good execution on that play from snap to still, though, probably a little less to be desired as far as the play call. Being, I know that you're in, right on the heels of your goal line if you're the Pioneers, but maybe that would have been an opportunity to do something out of the ordinary.
You want to see Razzmatazz?
I do. I want to see a triple reverse backwards pass, kick through the goalpost.
I mean, I always want to see Razzmatazz, so I'm not mad at what you're going. But maybe the lesson there is this is how our offense, this is how these linemen, something else to work for.
Well, we got a different quarterback in now.
Yeah, that'll happen. Austin Falkowski now. Graduating in 2028, so that makes him a sophomore.
Yeah, it's probably like a 9-star kid already. And that's what they do down there at Saline.
They do just keep churning out quarterbacks out in Saline, don't they?
And actually, now that Bryce Underwood is playing across the street behind us over here, there's no Big Bad Belleville. So Saline is pretty much back into a very good postseason play now that Belleville is back to being normal.
Yeah, it opens things up when you take away the best quarterback in the country.
Yeah. The $12 million guy.
Well, Falkowski, we'll see if he can get a little $6 million man out there. Curious if they'll keep with these short runs or maybe they'll let him air it out once or twice.
I would think either way the clock's going to run, so this is the time when you put in your backup quarterback not to just go to just runs, but to give him some live fire action. You know, not maybe bombs that we've seen in other games, but maybe some short passes that get him some rhythm.
And then Carson Cherry's still out there with him. He's going to be working with some other first-string offense. Cherry gets across the first down, takes a hit, and bounces forward, as we've seen Cherry do pretty much all night.
Yeah, but you definitely see different linemen in, and that was the biggest key was the offensive line, and you can actually even see a little bit more penetration out of the Pioneers there. You got to make that tackle, though. Got to wrap up and make that tackle.
Yeah, I just wonder, are these kids on the defensive end just so gassed?
Oh, definitely.
They've been out there so long. They've long stretches, too. When Saline scores, they're not scoring on these big splash plays.
No.
They are sustained, long
body
drives.
blows. Body blows.
Yeah.
Body blows. And that's the kind of pass I'm talking about.
There's a play fake and a great job bringing him down. Brady Baldwin brought
Audie
down
Price.
in the open field.
Was that Audie Price?
It
too?
is.
We said his name in some other games, but Dakota Audie Price comes in. And look at this. He just beats the block. A little push in the back there, and he held on for dear life. Good job.
Fundamental tackle, wrapped him up, and as he was coming down, just would not let go.
Yeah, they'll like that one in film session.
Yeah, that'll be his Sports Center moment, right?
Makes the tackle. Make the tackle.
Offense taking its time out there. Falkowski has a man in motion behind him. Handoff to number 2 between the tackles. Colton Tusa. Tusa brought down, maybe fall forward and got a yard. It'll be 3rd and a ways.
Well, I tell you, the sideline for the Hornets has this big screen TV. And you can watch the game down here, it seems like almost. I mean, they have this, they're looking at the TV. Nobody's watching the TV because the game is not watchable right now for them on the sideline. But look at that.
That is crisp HD, as good as you're going to get.
4K.
Short of CTN Sports Game of the Week on YouTube. Anything
like
short
I
of
like
that is the epitome. That is the apex.
Yeah, you don't need a gong if you got a TV like that.
Yeah, maybe they go and gong the TV at the end of the game.
Well, they are stacked like that in Saline.
Yeah, they've got TV. They got TVs to spare, baby.
Oh, definitely. Right next to the tractor.
Just go and wrap the TV with your helmet. It's okay. 4th down and short. We're about to have
46.
Another field goal kick here.
46-yarder? Really? That's a kick.
Snap, hold, kick, rhythm looks good. Got the distance and good. That is a pretty long high school field goal. If you're only watching pros in college, that seems like a chip shot for a 16, 17-year-old kid. And the squad around him, right? It's those guys up front that really make it for him to kick that.
Yeah, you saw the difference between where Pioneer tried to kick it and no one's blocking up front. So everybody is, the kicker's really at the mercy of the defenders, and he has nowhere to kick it. That was a good unit out there on the field, and they produced and executed that play supremely.
Yeah, the rhythm of that all across the board was perfect.
TJ Thompson and Dwayne Wilson. Athletics Director
So
Ashley Manfield.
maybe Pioneer should go back to the
Pioneer's head coach.
real Pioneer colors for their jerseys and uniforms.
You don't like the all blacks.
I'm a purist when your field looks purple and your jerseys are black.
So if we put you in charge of Pioneers unis, which I'm sure everybody over here is aching to do, what are we looking at down there? Helmets, jersey, pants. Let's talk about
if they could have just flipped it and went all purple.
Okay.
You know, and look at it. People aren't leaving the building. This is because the weather's so nice out.
I think you're right. Like, let's stay outside. I've got my jersey. I've got my Otani jersey. I am wearing it outside
and plus
all day and all night.
They want to get some CTN, you know,
FaceTime. Get some love. Get some FaceTime. Get some YouTube sensationalism in front of them.
The touchback.
I can relate.
I try to.
4:28. The clock.
Trick play time.
Locomotive.
Trick play
heading
time.
towards a destination of 0. Trick play?
Trick play time. That's what I'm calling.
So not. We'll talk. Maybe we can get some people's comments on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, obviously YouTube. What trick play do you want to see next? What trick play would you have dialed up here?
I like
but
that.
I'm curious about
that,
you
Nick.
in particular. What do you want to see? You want to see a double reverse?
At least a flea flicker. I want the flea flicker.
I don't hate a flea flicker, right?
I want the flea flicker.
Flea flicker, let the quarterback just let him sail.
Well, no, the runner gets to the line of scrimmage, flips it back, flea flicker, throw the ball. That's the flea flicker.
Okay. See, I want to see the quarterback go out there in the flat, make a catch, go long. I don't want him to get hit,
kind of
mind
deal?
you. Yeah.
Isaac Henley carries.
Run inside left tackle, looking for that A gap, 1 yard gain.
Ouch! Those are some big hog mollies up front there from Saline. And those are the second and third teamers out there now.
Right.
So.
Right. These are the ones that part of that massive mob that we were talking about in the first half.
Yeah, and you know, now that's a big run. And again, that's who we've been talking about that needed to get that type of run. Rendleman running the ball up the middle. And if we've said running up the middle probably isn't the wisest thing, but Rendleman, he has the speed to make things happen when he does go up the middle. A takeover call here while Nick gets down to get our key player of the game as the clock is ticking down right at 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here. That's actually Henley on the carry. He'll pick up about 7.
Isaac Henley again.
Pelias is in at quarterback
leads the tackling
for the Pioneers. That was Henley on both the last 2 carries. Henley being a senior. Pioneers again in the spread formation. A little bit of movement before the snap, but no flags. Just letting them play this one out. Wow, that was a little tackle up high there. And that's going to be close to a first down. Let's see where they mark the ball. Let's just take a look at this replay real quick here. And here it comes. The play before. Not sure where that one came from. Let's see. Oh. Bad feeling for the QB in that situation. In at quarterback now is Ryan Lon. Good job of getting more and more people into the action here. Lon didn't see what he liked and didn't have anyone else to go to. And the line on that play was expecting the ball to come out very fast, so they didn't have a need to hold their blocks. Well, now we're under 40 seconds remaining here. This might be our final play of the game. Handoff up the middle. I wonder will they stop it because we got a first down. And these officials, are just going to let it roll. That is going to be a Pioneer first down, though. Something that they can celebrate on tonight. Going right up the middle. Look at him churn his legs. I like the way that run is going there. And that will do it. I think they might try to get one more play off. 5 seconds, and they do get one more play off. And that will do it for this matchup here tonight. Just too much Saline Hornets coming out on top. Started with a score with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. 30-yard touchdown run, and it just did not stop from there.